America, film on my phone, and welcome to another video. Today, we are reacting to the Grammys. I'm a couple days late, I know, but I had to finish editing the last video before I could even start to film this video. And I'm very excited. We have our list from November of our predictions, and I'm very excited to see how well our predictions line up with who actually won. I do already know who won Album of the Year, and that's just because my mom didn't realize that I was going to be filming a reaction, so she spoiled that for me. But since then, I've come with some thoughts about that, and I'll share that when we get to that category. I will be putting timestamps down in the description below, so if there's certain categories that you don't really care too much about, you can just skip to the categories that you do care about. Also, disclaimer, just because you're fave that doesn't get an award, that doesn't mean they're a bad artist. The Grammys are the Scammys. After all, they'll play their politics. They'll do what they do. So remember, it's not that serious. We're going to be moving from the furthest down category all the way up to the top. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're just gonna be doing the categories that I gave predictions to. So the first one will be Best Music Film. So let me scroll. I think it's actually right at the bottom. So Best Music Film goes to Summer of Soul. I'm not really familiar with that, but you know, congratulations to them. I had picked Inside just because it had been everywhere, but you know, congratulations again to Summer of Soul. And again, I haven't actually seen Inside, so I don't really have like a lot of knowledge going into this category because I don't watch a lot of films. So, you know, I'll check that out at some point, both Inside and Summer of Soul. So we are 0 for 1. Best music video, I said Montero, Call Me By Your Name, because, well, that was iconic and everyone was talking about it. And it looks like, oh, it's Freedom from Jon Batiste. All right, again, it's a music video I haven't seen, so, you know, congratulations to John. I know he has a lot to celebrate from this Grammys. But yeah, all right, congratulations. I'm surprised about it just because it didn't obviously make as much headlines and waves, and I feel like a lot of times, like with music videos, it's about how far like you go with those music videos and how much they get people talking. If I remember right, Old Town Road actually did win for Best Music Video, so I thought it had more virality to it than this, but maybe there was a different like subset of people who knew the Freedom music video very well, but I didn't. So next we're looking for producer non-classical. I picked Jack Antonoff because, well, Jack Antonoff does a lot, and I don't think I remember even there being many other like people that made sense for that this year, but we'll see. And producer of the year non-classical goes to Jack Antonoff. All right, first one correct. Might be one of my only few correct, but you know, we'll take it. Next one I did was Musica Urbana album, and I did El Ultimatore del Mundo from Bad Bunny. Let's see. Oh, as I'm scrolling, actually, I do see that Bo Burnham did win for All Eyes on Me for Best Song Written for Visual Media. Good for him. Since I didn't know much from that category, I didn't do a prediction on that. But again, congratulations to Bo. And Best Musica Urbana album does go to El Ultimatore del Mundo. Congratulations, Bad Bunny. I believe he had gotten a Grammy for his previous album that has all the different letters in it, which I believe is an acronym for something. So again, you know, he's showing up at the Grammys and, you know, being very successful in the process. All right, similarly in line, I then did Best Latin Pop Album, and Revelación from Selena Gomez got nominated. I don't know if she'll win. She did not. Mendo from Alex Cuba. Congratulations for winning. But I was very excited to see that she got nominated for her Spanish language project. Now we're moving on into country. So we had Best Country Song. We did Better Than We Found It. I believe that was from Maren Morris. Again, like, country is not a genre I always am doing, but I did have a couple thoughts within it. And in Best Country Song, we got Cold from Chris Stapleton. Congratulations, Chris Stapleton. I know I did Starting Over for Best Country Album, and actually Best Country Song and Best Country Album were switched in this thing, and Best Country Album does go to Starting Over, so Chris Stapleton got a little bit of a sweep there, I guess, with those two awards. Now we're going to be doing best rap. So best rap album, I have a melodic rap performance and then rap performance. So we start with best rap album. I picked Call Me If You Get Lost from Tyler, the Creator. I feel bad. I still haven't listened to it. I keep meaning to. I'm in a very not music discovery mode right now. I'm very much into listening to stuff that I know I like. But I hope to really get into it soon again. I go through very alternate phases. But I did pick Call Me If You Get Lost. I know there was Donda and Certified Lover Boy. So it was a pretty, like, bustling category. And the best rap album goes to Call Me If You Get Lost from Tyler, the Creator. Congratulations, Tyler. I believe he did win stuff for Igor as well. So it wasn't, like, unheard of. But it's nice to see that even though, like, I think he would be considered less popular than Kanye or Drake, it's really nice to see him succeed. And succeed in an award show that is generally scamming really good artists. Okay, so I skipped best rap song, but congratulations to Ye and Jay-Z for Jail. I've heard that song. I like it. I know that Saweetie and Doja Cat like the best friend. Like, I know that was also a very popular time. And also Family Ties. I heard Family Ties is like a big deal because of like Kendrick coming out of his hiatus for this. So that's interesting actually. But, you know, congratulations to Ye and Jay-Z. And best melodic rap performance, I picked Industry Baby because I really like that song. That song is way too catchy. And it goes to Hurricane from Ye and The Weeknd and Little Baby. That was a pretty big collaboration, I would say. So, yeah, I mean, congratulations to them. I still prefer Industry Baby over Hurricane, but I guess they were really trying to, you know, give something to Ye, especially because they put him in the Album of the Year category, and they also had him in the Best Rap Album, but, you know, Tyler, the Creator got that over them. So I guess people were trying to split, like they did last year, where not a lot of people got a ton. It was just like, here, you get something, you get something, you get something. But it's interesting that What's Your Name, which was nominated for this category from Tyler, the Creator, didn't win, even though his album did. So that is pretty interesting. So for best rap performance, I picked Thotch because Megan Thee Stallion runs my life to an extent. I did a performance recently to that song. It was really fun. I really loved dancing to it. It was a good choreography too. But for best rap performance, the winner is Family Ties, Baby King featuring Kendrick Lamar. So they didn't want to leave that completely unattended. I'm glad that they gave something to them because I feel like a lot of fans would have been really upset by that. Very glad it's not Way Too Sexy. And also not Up. It's a good song. Like, I enjoy it. It's like, it hypes you up. But I'm waiting for more Cardi to come in. But I do like Thotch. For best R&B album, I picked Hotels from Jasmine Sullivan. It's another album, much like Call Me If You Get Lost, that I keep being like, okay, I need to get to it at some point, and it's just never the time that I get to it. I don't know why, but I'm really hoping I get into it in the future. So hopefully, I've heard amazing things about it, and I hope that she wins it. And best R&B album goes to Hotels from Jasmine Sullivan. Congratulations, Jasmine. I watch a lot of As Told by Kenya, so I know that Hotels, like, in her eyes, should have been like Album of the Year, and unfortunately it's not nominated for that category. But I am glad that she is getting something for the work that she's putting in. And I know that there's a deluxe album out now, so if you are a Jasmine Sullivan fan, please let me know if I should start with just the regular album or the deluxe edition and just go through it. I don't know if there's a big narrative in it or no. It's also interesting here that Hotels did win over Back of My Mind, because I know Back of My Mind was also nominated for Album of the Year. It's just very interesting where things are getting nominated versus not, and also the wins, because even though you would expect that if they got nominated for Album of the Year, that means they're probably the best in their field if they are the only one in their field that's up in that Album of the Year. But, you know, I think the Grammys are also just trying to bring some surprises so that they can keep a watchership. Oh wait, I just realized that We Are from John Batiste is also in this category. I guess it's a R&B album. I listened to it rather recently. I guess it is an R&B album. I consider it more like jazzy and just like a mix of stuff. So that's really interesting why Hotels like beats that. I guess because Hotels might be more R&B focused, whereas We Are is, in my head, is not really like core R&B. So next within R&B, we have R&B song and performance. I know I did leave the door open for both of them. From Silk Sonic, it just seemed like the clear front runner, I think, in each of the categories. So let's see how that turned out. For best R&B song, yep, Leave the Door Open did win. I know Jasmine Sullivan was also in that category. So again, they are splitting. Like they're doing the splitting that they did last year, which is very interesting. And then best traditional R&B performance, I didn't pick this, so I guess this is traditional R&B. Jon Batiste is more traditional R&B, but even though like he was nominated here, Fight for You from Her won. So even debating between these Album of the Year nominations, Her got it over Jon Batiste, which is interesting. And then for best R&B performance, what? It's a tie between Leave the Door Open from Silk Sonic, which is what I picked, and then Pick Up Your Feelings from Jasmine Sullivan. Have we ever gotten a tie? Like, ever? Well, congratulations to everyone involved. I guess it is a voting thing, so I guess you can actually get a tie, but I don't think I know how many voting members would be in each of these blocks, so I don't know if it's like, oh, was there like 50 votes cast for each person, or was there like 500 votes cast for each person? I don't know. So if you do know anything about how the Grammys are run and how many people actually get to vote on certain categories, please let me know, because that is very interesting. I mean, congratulations to everyone involved. If they did this during the actual ceremony, because I know they often cut a lot of the awards, I wonder how they did that. That's interesting. I'd love to know. We're now going to be moving into Best Alternative Music Album. I remember that a lot of the alternative and the rock and all that stuff, I didn't actually know a lot of it, but If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power from Halsey got nominated, which, if I remember right, was my album of the year. I had a few that I was toying with, but that was my album of the year for 2021. So if that wins, it would feel very validating. Best Alternative Music Album goes to Daddy's Home from St. Vincent, another one that I am planning on listening to. I've listened to Jubilee and I've listened to If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power, but I listened to Jubilee after I made my nominations. I could have seen Jubilee winning. It was a very good album. I really enjoyed it. Daddy's Home I've heard amazing things about, so I will definitely check it out now that it's even Grammy winning. I'm a little sad for Halsey. I know she keeps having surgery right before Grammys for whatever reason, and that she doesn't always feel well when she goes to these events, but, you know, again, I want to congratulate St. Vincent because I know that she works really hard for her craft, and I heard that the music really showed for that. Okay, another random thought, but I see in Best Rock Album, again, that Black Pumas was nominated with their Capital Cuts, and if their Capital Cuts are anything similar to their album, that's so weird because I feel like their work, like Black Puma's work, feels very similar to Jon Batiste's work. Not the exact same, I don't want to, like, you know, put them on the exact same like level in terms of like what they do and like pit them against each other unnecessarily, but I feel like I would listen to them for similar moods, and so the fact that like one is getting put into the R&B category versus the rock category is very interesting, and I wonder what's at play there. It looks like Foo Fighters won a couple times in rock. Congratulations to them. 3 times? Wow, congratulations. All right, we now move into the pop category, which is definitely the category I listen to most regularly, so I have probably the most thoughts on it, aside from the general field. So for Best Pop Vocal Album, I picked Sour. It's been everywhere. Driver's License has been everywhere. Good For You has been everywhere. Deja Vu and Traitor have even been everywhere. So just having like 4 very strong songs that have gotten a lot of traction is very cool. And very telling that you're probably going to do well in the Best Pop Vocal Album, because I do think that in that case it ends up being a little bit of a popularity contest based on how much people are really vibing with that music. And in Best Pop Vocal Album, we get Sour from Olivia Rodrigo. So I was correct. Awesome. Very exciting for me to see my prediction come to fruition. And it's probably the one that I would listen to in full, most likely. I like songs from Happier Than Ever, and I love some songs from Planet Her as well. But I think if it didn't go to Sour, I would have had it go to Planet Her and then to Happier Than Ever. People on the internet were very much saying Positions is gonna win it because of the vocals. And I don't think people realize the best pop vocal album, it just means that it's not an instrumental album and that it's not a traditional pop album. It just means it's like a modern pop album. It does not mean that they are focusing specifically on vocals. It just means that this category has songs that contain vocals in it. So even though Ariana Grande is probably the best vocalist within these like artists, like that doesn't mean that she automatically should win this, because I don't think Positions made quite the impression as the others. And I personally didn't really care for that album and the vibe of it as much as some of the others in this category. So then in Best Pop Duo and Group Performance, I picked Kiss Me More from Doja Cat and SZA. I felt like it was just a really lovely song. I really vibed to it, so I was hoping that the Grammys would recognize it. Especially gives Doja Cat something, because I knew that most of the categories she was in are rather stacked. And I was right. Okay, that's very exciting. Kiss Me More wins. I know the army is gonna get upset that Butter didn't win, but Butter and Dynamite, as I was like kind of thinking about it, like they're not their best songs, they're just their English language songs. And so they get nominated because of like, you know, sheer amount of like fandom in it. But like in their greater discography, they're not the best. And I wish that the Grammys would recognize, you know, their albums like a Love Yourself or Map of the Soul, like those type of things. They are very great bodies of work. I actually haven't listened to all of Map of the Soul, but I really hope to soon. But just listening to all those things, like I wish their Korean work and their Japanese work would get much more recognition than their English language work here. And then for Best Pop Solo Performance, I picked Happier Than Ever because I think that song was incredible. I really love that shift, and I think a lot of the internet does too. So let's see. Driver's License wins. All right. I have no problem with that, honestly. I don't really care. Driver's License was also everywhere, so I see why it is. And I think probably Driver's License probably had more longevity within it. Yeah, probably. It was just what everyone was talking about during January to March of 2021. I guess there wasn't a lot that came out during that time, so I guess she had that advantage. But still, yeah, it's nice to see, you know, Olivia, you know, get a couple awards, despite like the fact that she's not going to be getting that Album of the Year. All right. Oh, we are moving into the general field, to the final four, the big four, rather. So for Best New Artist, if you don't pick Olivia Rodrigo, like if they don't pick Olivia Rodrigo, that's ridiculous. If you didn't guess it was going to be Olivia Rodrigo, you're kind of ridiculous too. And Best New Artist, okay, it's Olivia Rodrigo. Was anyone surprised at all? No. I sure wasn't. Like, she's the best new artist here. Like, I can't think of anyone who would make sense. The Kid Laroi, maybe, because he's gotten a lot of TikTok, like, success. But Phineas is not a new artist. Glass Animals is not a new artist. Japanese Breakfast, she's still not a new artist. But, like, Jubilee, like, great. But also definitely didn't make the same impact that Olivia Rodrigo was going to make. Saweetie's not new. Most of these artists aren't new, and like a couple of the ones that are more contenders, I guess, for newness, like they have like one song that got big, and like Olivia Rodrigo is everywhere in many different ways this year, and so I think it only made sense really for her to get it. All right, Song of the Year. So I picked Happier Than Ever for this because I believe it is the Song of the Year. I would have probably said that before even looking at the nominations. And Song of the Year goes to, first of all, why is Ed Sheeran even in this category? It goes to Leave the Door Open. Oh, all right. People really are suckers for that sound. I like the song, and I generally like the album. Like, I really like 777, Fly As Me. Those songs really do hit. But I don't feel like, is it really like a Song of the Year? Like, it's a nice song. I would even consider it more of a record of the year than a song of the year. Okay. All right. You know, congratulations again to Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, and everyone who was involved on that song. Like, power to you. But I just don't feel like it brands the year properly. I would have probably done Happier Than Ever. I would have been alright with Driver's License, Kiss Me More, Montero. Yeah. Also, the fact that Brandi Carlile was nominated twice in this category was very interesting. I don't really know how to feel about that. That's not slander against Brandi Carlile. I just think it's interesting that within, 10 songs that they're picking, they have to pick 2 of the same artist. I would have said that about pretty much anyone. All right, album of the year. I do know who wins because, again, my mom spoiled it for me, and it goes to We Are by Jon Batiste. That was probably one of the biggest surprises of the night, aside probably from the tie that happened in R&B, which, again, still very confused about how that happened. But We Are was really was anyone projecting that it was going to be him? I don't know. It's refreshing to see someone get it that has under 2 million monthly listeners. They're not necessarily the biggest artist. They didn't have the biggest album of the year, but it seems like they're going, I guess, for some certain quality or some art aesthetic approach, which I can't really speak to because obviously I'm not on the Grammys committee. So I'm cool with this. I was thinking about it and I listened to the album actually for the first time after I found out. And I like the album. I like Jon Batiste. I watched Soul, which he did the music for, and Soul's probably in my top 5 movies ever now. I really love that movie and I think the music really works with it. And so again, kudos to Jon Batiste for doing that. Also shout out to Jon Batiste and congratulations for winning this year. That's exciting. And especially seeing that a smaller artist, a less streamed artist can still, hit these awards is very exciting. I was thinking because Sour was my album of the year prediction, I was worried that if Olivia Rodrigo won for Sour, that she would get put through so much criticism like Billie Eilish did when she won and swept, and then when Taylor Swift won Fearless, and Alanis Morissette with Jagged Little Pill. There's such this thing with very young female musicians in particular that when they are winning album of the year at the Grammys, that they just get put through waves of scrutiny and waves of stress. And I'm sure Olivia Rodrigo gets stressed about things, but she doesn't need to be stressed because of all these critics really hounding her after seeing her win at the Grammys. Now, did she win things at the Grammys? Yes. But I think her not winning album of the year for her first album is good for her, and that she'll continue to grow and mature as an artist. And she also won't get put through those waves of scrutiny. So that was nice. In my head, it was also nice to not see Billie Eilish win again because she's dominated the general 4 categories pretty much anytime she releases anything. Montero was up there, and Justice from Justin Bieber was up there, and Planet Her. All these albums that had a lot of songs that got big on TikTok and other things and were very popular albums. It was nice to not see them have to do it in a popularity contest. I think because of all those people who release these very popular projects, it made it very difficult, I guess, to make it, which one's the most popular. And so instead they're doing it based on the different types of music. I like the album of We Are. There's songs that I really like from it, and there's songs that I'm not going to listen to again because it's just not my vibe sometimes. But it's nice and refreshing to see a more obscure pick happen. Definitely listen to this album. Don't be like, oh my god, the Grammys are flopping. They really just picked this random one when there was all these other big albums. Because just because you're big doesn't mean you make the best quality music. And that's not a diss to anyone who got nominated. I think there is some quality music here. There's some not as well. But we can make this conversation more on, let's explore some of these up and coming or less well-renowned artists because they have a lot to share. And I think that we can use this moment as that time rather than saying, oh my god, why the heck did they do that? So that really concludes my thoughts on album of the year. So let's go into a record of the year. I picked Montero, Call Me By Your Name, because I think it was everywhere. I think it was wildly popular, brought a lot of attention. Definitely a song that was very much there. So let's see how it goes. Record of the year was also Leave the Door Open. All right. No, I don't need that. Like, this gives me flashbacks to when Melodrama didn't win because of 24 Karat Magic. I mean, was she in line to win if 24 Karat Magic didn't win? I don't know. But Melodrama was definitely better than 24 Karat Magic. Like, I'm all for being more humble and just being vulnerable with our emotions over bragging about money any day. And that's what 24 Karat Magic was to me. It was just bragging and just like setting a vibe, but like, it wasn't my thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always torn when record and song go to the same person because, I don't know, it's an extra award. Like, they don't need that. I don't know. Does Anderson .Paak have Grammys before Silk Sonic? I don't know. Bruno Mars definitely does. I don't know. I don't think Leave the Door Open, like, it was like a good song and it was very popular, but I don't think it was popular and had the same quality to be both record and song of the year. I feel like it makes more sense in record of the year than song of the year, I guess, but I still don't think it should have gotten either of them. But I have to allow it. It's really not my decision. They're gonna get the Grammy regardless. It is nice though, actually, as I see it, that all 4 of the big 4 categories went to people who aren't white. That is nice, and I just had that realization. So, like, I don't know if that's happened before. I haven't followed the Grammys for a super long time, so I don't know that. But I bet it's rather uncommon. And so I'm appreciative of at least we get, like, some sort of milestone like that. And it's also not done in a way that just sweeps all 4 categories. Like, obviously, Silk Sonic won 2 of those categories, but Album of the Year and Best New Artist, like, they're going to other people who also, like, would identify within those groups as well. And yeah, I guess that's feels at least like we're making some sort of progress, even though there's a lot of progress still definitely to be made. So that pretty much wraps up my reaction to the Grammys. It looks like I got 10 of them right out of 21, so just under half in terms of correct predictions, which I'll take that. I think that's better than last year. I'll check with my previous video to see if I did improve or not. I'm pretty sure I told the statistics last time. But that's exciting to me that I'm getting some sort of understanding about how they work. Still plenty I don't know. And there's still definitely plenty of surprises, but I don't think there was really a big shock other than probably Album of the Year and then maybe the record and song being the same person, or same group rather, and also then the tie in R&B. Those are probably like the 3 big things that people were concerned about. Is there anything else that I don't know about? Maybe. I don't know. You let me know down in the comments below. What were you very excited about? What things you were very frustrated by? What things reminded you that these are the scammies after all? And were there also any performances that you highly recommend? I know last year I tried to do a bunch of reactions to performances. Those did not go well in terms of the copyright system, but if you just have recommendations for me to watch on my own, I'd be really happy to watch them. So please let me know so I can, get on that. Please also let me know which songs and albums you really liked this year. Were these ones that were nominated? Were these ones that weren't nominated? Were these ones that won after being nominated, or ones that didn't win after being nominated? Please let me know all of your thoughts and all your favorites and lack of favorites down in the comments below. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below, to like me to react to next. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later. Get out of the dark and get into my heart. You gotta do your part for a brand new start. Don't it just feel right? Looking in my eyes until we see the light. Dance with me tonight. Think it's pretty.